Okay, so good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining. So today we'll start with introduction to blogging on Medium, because blogging on Medium is part of the requirements in the second phase of this program. So, and the reason is, so Medium is a good place for some reasons. Number one, it has a large audience. There's already a community there, and then the interface is user friendly. It's a simple learning curve. You don't need to learn anything new. And then there's visibility for the content, because there's like a media there where you can connect with each other, follow, and then you can be able to also gain insights into the data science too as you follow others, and you also improve what you write. And then the first thing is about the audience. As always, when you want to write, know your target audience. So here now we are beginners in data science doing this. So you can ask yourself, okay, there are other people that write, there are experts that have been writing. Why do I need to write? It's for the same reason that people, when you're in the university, a 100-level student will require the guidance of a 200-level student more than a final year, because the person that is just a year, a step ahead of you, remembers your situation. So that's the same thing. As you're learning and you're writing, somebody that's just a step below you will be able to gain from what you've written. So, and then as long as you understand your audience, you're good to go. The next thing is the topics. So we can decide on the topics to choose, but here that's already solved for us. This part is about going forward, because once you start something, it's good to continue. Atomic habits. So you start now, one daily, it becomes part of you, and that's what we want. So going forward after this program, there should still be a content that somebody can be able to continue. So you should have a content calendar. You should be consistent. Maybe I'm doing it weekly, I'm doing it in 2 weeks. So if you miss, make sure you're having streaks. That means I've done it like 5 consecutive times, then I missed once. Then you try and iterate from there. And then accuracy. So it's very important that what you write is actually the right thing. So maybe you write something, you have to make sure it's the truth, is correct. So if you're writing something wrong, then it's not useful. So you have to make sure you check well while you're doing it. And then the next thing is the structure of the blog. So while writing a blog, you have to make sure it's well organized. You introduce so that anybody reading will know whether this is something I want to read. So the next thing is the body. You have to write everything and try and make it as engaging as possible. And then you conclude with takeaways by giving people, telling them, okay, follow me this. In the next one, we are going to write about this, and then maybe recap what you've written. So it's important to structure it this way. And then the perfect start. So some of these techniques will be handled in the writing in the sciences course. But for now, we can look at some of the techniques. So you have to establish your style and write and tone of writing. And then you can look at how to hook the reader from the start. Your first sentences are very important, because those determine it's about simplifying complex concepts. So you have to find a way to be able to explain things. Okay, I want to talk about linear regression. It's just sometimes nobody understands that. You have to make it as simple as possible. Make it, explain it in such a way that people will understand. And that's why it's good to seek feedback as you write.
We are not seeing your screen, sir.
Oh.
Okay, we can see now.
Is it back? Okay. So I was talking about this thing. I was talking about simplifying complex concepts. So when you want to talk about linear regression, you have to explain the term so that people will really understand. And you can seek feedback to know whether you're really getting the message across, because that's the whole point. And then visual storytelling. In data science, there's a lot of visualization, so you have to integrate them well into your story. If there is a picture in your blog or your article, you have to make sure there's a point, there's a purpose, it has a meaning being there. And then you can look at the tools and resources, things you can use. Maybe it's a plot that you use code, or maybe it's just a picture you pick up from the internet. So you have to make sure you integrate it well as you write. And then one thing about some of these things is that as you are writing, you should try and write stories, and stories can include maybe your progress in the program, how you have been learning more things, and then generating narratives about your data findings, like what they mean. You are writing about numbers, what it means, is this thing good, is this trend bad, things like that. So there's something strong about stories. It gets the message across, and that's why it's a very powerful concept. And then this is about technical terms, so you have to use them wisely. If maybe you have an article that's just 500 words but 50 of them are technical terms, it's going to be hard for people reading. So you have to space them out, use them wisely, and then include and explain them as much as possible. And then next thing, very important, citing. You have to cite things that are not yours. Maybe you took off a picture, you have to know, is it allowed for me to actually share this picture? If it's allowed, then you have to cite it. This is where I got it. And even code too. Some of them you have to say, okay, I got it from this place. They allow you to use it, but you have to cite. Or maybe you took a course and in the course they wrote that you have to cite them while maybe sharing it for educational purposes. Try and do that. It's really important. And then the next one is, since Medium is already a blogging concept, there's this search engine optimization where you can be able to, when you incorporate keywords into your content, maybe you're blogging about Python, data science, things like that, AI and stuff, is going to enhance the visibility. If somebody searches, your blog post can come up. So it's good to just know this is just sometimes just highlighting. And then you have to conclude with impact. So you summarize your key messages, tell them, okay, this is what I wanted to say, and then crafting a call to action. The call to action can be follow me, comment on anything, try this out and tell me the outcome, things like that. And then you can also leaving your reader with thought-provoking questions. These are things that will make people look up to reading your posts. And then here is very important, editing. So it's not proper. Nobody will take you serious if you write and then it's full of grammatical errors, full of typos. They will say this is somebody that's not serious. You're not taking your time. So, and we have so many tools to ensure that our writing is good. So we can edit, we can check all this Grammarly. There are so many. So just find one that you can use to make sure that once you're writing things, there's no spelling error, the grammar is good, and then things will go. But if you have so many spelling errors, so many grammatical inaccuracies, it's going to really affect the message. People will not take you serious, even if your content is accurate. So that's why it's important, this aspect. So the this one is about responding to comments. So as you write, it's a blogging platform. People can write comments. So it's good to respond. When somebody writes something, giving you feedback about your article, try and respond, because it's going to keep people coming back. When you engage, they know that the author engaged. And then this one is about analytics. So Medium has this analytics that helps you understand your audience behavior. You can see some data about the people visiting and things like that. It can help you decide, okay, if I write articles like this, I have more people reading. Maybe people like reading this and this. And all these things are just things that somebody can, if you just use the Medium platform, you're able to understand them. So if you want to do, it's very important to be consistent. So you start today, start tomorrow, next tomorrow, and then build up a habit. And then you have to experiment, explore and experiment, write, and iterate. And then it's very good. Like after this, once you go through this, try and write something, and then open your Medium account, write something, receive feedback, see what you've done wrong. And then I would like to end with this code before I just do a brief demo of the Medium. We'll just do like one article. I want to show the platform. So success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. That's attributed to Winston Churchill. So it's very important to try and don't
Okay, thank you very much. So are we going to have like a demo on how they can create a Medium blog post, like, from the website, how they can register?
Yes, I intended to do just a brief demo, but regarding the registration, So I'm already registered on the Medium. Let me see. So the registering is simple. You just go to medium.com, and after going there, you'll see how to sign up, either using your email or by entering your maybe Google account. So I prefer mostly using my Google account direct because it stops me. I don't need to bother about remembering passwords and things like that. So, but I just wanted to explain how this thing, the interface is how to write. So here is write. So once you click on write, you're going to see this. So the way it works, this is the title. So normally my workflow is to make sure that the content is already ready. When I'm here on Medium, I just post. So I already have the content here. So I have the content here. So it's just a Google Doc. So I have the titles and everything. So what I'm going to do is just to copy and paste and just highlight some of the things there. So this is the title. So the title should be here. So when you copy and paste, it's going to be the title. So as you write, you include the other stuff. So the next thing is maybe I want to write introduction. I'm copying out the introduction, and then I have it here, introduction. I can put introduction. So build, and then the next thing is how to get, okay, the actual content. So I copy it, I put the information, and then I copy the next one. Then I want to illustrate how to write code because it's very important. So I'm skipping part of the things. So I'm copying up the code. So to generate code, there's this curly brackets here. That's a code block. So you copy it and then you paste. So here I have code here, and then you can select your language because the formatting is different depending on the language. So this is, I've selected Python. So basically that's how you do. And this plus here is where you add everything, your pictures, that's your images, then your code block, and then maybe you want to embed something, and then maybe you want to split your document into parts, you use here. So especially this code part, don't just write it as normal writing, put it in a code block. It's going to format, and then when you're done writing and everything is good, you click on publish, and then you have your article there. So that's just how it is. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Lukman, are you done with how they can do that?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so all right. So let me share something a bit. Okay, Salisu ask question. Salisu, go on.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Okay, thank you. Please, regarding this, just the way you show how to write a blog in this medium. So I just want to know the way you did after you maybe put in some, I can see one statement like the introduction section, and again you put another section. So you just like after you finish the introduction section, the way we normally write in Word or other Google Docs, just click enter and then it will go and write another section. Thank you.
Yes, it's the same way. It's the same way. Just that maybe the introduction is like is bold and is a title, is a heading, and then the other one is just part of the paragraph. But as long as you give space and then you write it, the formatting will be different.
All right, all right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Lukman. So I think you did a good job. For me, I even forgot. So last year when we introduced the me how to write Medium article, I quickly write this one so that to show how to write a great Medium article. Unfortunately, I think this is my first blog post, and this is the only I have. But we know the importance, how important blogging is. That is why we emphasize people to blog, because
I think Shamsin is having a bit of network problem. Probably some.
You can monetize it. So here, for example, you see if people like your post, you see people like do this, like, if they click here, you cannot upload. So the more good your blog is, the more, upload you can get. And you can see this is where you can comment. So if you see something good, you can comment, yeah, I enjoy reading it, and respond to people. So how can you write a good medium blog post? Choose a catchy title. So for example, you learn something today, what is data science and whatsoever. So you can write a blog post like, for example, data science is going to change the world. Data science is a new oil. Data science, because when you choose a very catchy title, any person that want to learn that thing, the moment he write in Google, your blog can pop up. Write short introduction. So always write, for example, if you are writing write a short introduction, divide them into different sections, provide example codes. So if you are teaching, for example, how to debug in Python, how to read file in Python, write everything in code. Lukman shows us how to write in code. Summarize your main findings. So when you finish your blog and everything, at the end, summarize what you teach,
Wow.
So follow me on Medium. So this is call to action. You call other people to follow you, and also, ask, proofread and edit your article. Now you can proofread and, edit. You can even share your friend before you publish. Share with one of your friend to proofread it. In fact, now we have like ChatGPT and other stuff. You can use them to proofread your stuff. So this is the first thing. So let me show us some stuff that we are going to cover. So, by the way, we have already received your mobile phone number. So make sure the number you gave to you gave already to this fellowship that we already received. Make sure that it is the correct number you used to buy internet data. We are sending you internet data of 20 gig every month. We'll be sending you internet data of 20 gig that will be useful for working in this fellowship. Not only that, we also, in the weeks coming, we will have some stuff that we'll share with you that you will be learning on DataCamp. We'll write more about this in the coming week. So you can see this is the data science. We'll have attendance list separate from the previous one. And this is a mandatory course, writing in science, that we already asked you to register and complete. But we also have what we call recommended reading. These are 2 books that we want you to read. These are recommended. If you don't like reading, don't read it, but we highly, highly encourage you to read this book, Atomic Habit and Deep Work. Finish with Atomic Habit and now Deep Work. I can see Lukman was telling you about what is, constantly doing something. For example, where somebody may not know how to write very well, for example. So you can write, for example, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, but at the end of the day, when you are consistently doing this, it will, make you better in writing as well. So this book is very excellent book that will teach you a lot in your professional life as a data science, not only as a data science, if you are a student. And Deep Work will teach you how to get focus on your work. We'll share these books with you in this our Telegram channel, and you can have access to them. For example, when you finish reading this Atomic Habit or Deep Work, you can write a blog post, summary of my reading of Atomic Habit. You can write what you learn. The essence of writing this takeaway is that when you forget something, you can revise, you can go and revise, and so that's these are very recommended books. We share them. Now today, as we see, we have Lukman take us through this learning how to write Medium. So we'll have now Dr. Ibrahim, who is also a postdoc, Northeast University, USA. He will give us an intro, what is data science, and tomorrow as well, maybe we can dive into this. But before that, there are things that I would like to also go before we start doing coding and data preparation. You can see what we will cover. We'll do data preparation, data visualization, all these we'll cover in the data science part. So without much further ado, I will hand over to Dr. Ibrahim to take us through what the introduction to data science. And before the end of the today, we'll send 20 gig of data to each of the fellow that move to the next stage. If you want to change your number, speak with Bala so that he can update your phone number.